Hey, my savvy queens and kings, it's Shalicia Calloway of Savvy Queendom. Look, a couple of weeks ago, I dropped a question out there for you all to help me out, help me to understand whether or not it was okay or if it's okay for a boss to have a friendship with an employee, a direct reporter, indirect reporter, subordinate, where there is a direct line of authority in place. And just wanted to hear from you as to whether or not you felt like this was something that was okay to have in place, or if it's something that we should try to stay away from. And the Queendom has spoken. I appreciate each and every one of you for your responses, your details, just your commentary. This is what helps us to understand how each one of us kinds of look at things differently, how we see things, our own perspective as to how things go. Now let's look at these numbers and see how this question turned out. Now, surprisingly, the numbers were very, very close. You all were very passionate about your stance to your answer on this question. Now, the majority of you did answer yes, that it was okay for bosses to have friendships, solid relationships, friendships, hanging out with direct reports and the people you work with. But then there's almost just as equally the same amount of you as said no. It's just a little bit less. Now let's talk a little bit about the commentary, what your opinions were. Now for my yeses, here's some of the feedback that I received. It said it's okay if you use wisdom and set boundaries. Somebody said yes, but friendship can't override accountability, responsibility, and professionalism. Then someone chimed in, it's a fine line, but it can be done. Someone else says it's risky, but doable with a good understanding on both sides. Then we heard it depends on the maturity of both parties. Friendship can't mess with my coins. Now that's real talk right there. Can't let the friendship mess with my money. If people were already friends and one got promoted, that shouldn't be an issue. So that's some of the feedback we heard on the yes side of the aisle. Now on the no side, we heard no, an emphatic no, absolutely not. We also got there will eventually be some bias seen and shown somewhere. It's not a good idea to mix business with pleasure. That's an old adage that we've heard for years. Business and pleasure shouldn't go together. I heard that a personal issue will get in the way at some point and cause issues professionally. Someone said most people believe that friendship automatically comes with special benefits, which will cause a problem. So you all had very strong opinions and thoughts about this situation. We appreciate your time in responding and giving us your feedback. Now, let's talk about this a little bit further. Now, I can totally understand both sides of this equation. Yes, that it's okay to have friendships in the workplace and with direct reports and leaders. I also understand those that say, no, I've seen both sides of the equation and how it can work out in a positive manner where everybody's good, everything goes well. And I've seen it where it can go very, very, very wrong. So like someone said, it is a fine line that we as leaders, we have to be careful when we walk this line. Now, one thing I will say is that it is very important as a leader, as someone in an authoritative position where you have people that look up to you, that follow you, that respect you, that you build a rapport. It's important to have a relationship that goes a little bit beyond the boundaries of just the job performance itself. You want people to be seen as individuals and not just a number, so it's okay to, sometimes ask, how was your weekend? How are you doing? I'm not saying get into all of their family history and all of their detail, but you do need to be personable. You do need to know what things cause them to tick, what things motivate them, because those are be things that'll be useful in the way that you manage and the way that you oversee them. Now, again, when you start to cross the lines and blur the lines, when you are lunch buddies, when y'all are hangout weekend buddies, some of that can carry back over into the workplace. And even as mature individuals, even with setting boundaries, even if you all handle it well to where there is no bias that's in place, sometimes the spectators, the people around them, around the situation, sometimes the other employees on the team and in the group will in their mind see it even if it's not there. So usually there is a situation that will arise out of that to where they will feel like, oh, that one got a better project because they're friends, or this one, she was able to leave every Friday because they're friends. There'll be some kind of context in which they will feel that some bias is being shown, usually. But again, if you have a great rapport with most of your team, all of your team, and as a leader, you make sure you operate in a spirit of fairness, in a spirit of equality in the decisions that you make, it should not cause a big division or an issue for you when you handle it. But you do have to know where that cutoff is, that when there are deadlines that need to be met, when there are expectations and goals that are set and they need to be met, if your friend does not meet those expectations and those deadlines, their treatment, the assessment of the situation needs to be handled and weighed in the same manner as you would that same employee that you don't run around with, that you don't know their ins and outs. So again, a very fine line to walk, but I do very much condone the fact that you have to, as a leader, have emotional intelligence, which requires you to have a relationship and to have rapport with the people you oversee. All right, that's all that I have on tonight. Remember that everybody is leading somebody, so you might as well do your best, might as well lead them right, and you might as well lead them with confidence and competence. That's it. Have a great day, and remember, keep it savvy.